Hey, I know it's been probably like 4 or 5 days. I don't know. I had to go on a little hiatus because in life, when we are givers, we meet takers. We meet people that will just drain us, and then we have to take a step back and say, you know what? I have to focus on me again. I have to get right here and in my gut and in my brain. I have to rebalance myself. Because imagine yourself on a ball, like a circus act, holding a stick with a plate, and then someone comes along and is like, hey, I want to talk to you. Can you help me with something? I just need a little bit of extra attention. Can you show me some attention? Hey, starts making you get the wobble. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Don't fall down. Which makes me think, weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. If only life could be so simple. But people come around, and being who I am, I always want to help them. And I was thinking about my friend earlier, that he kept trying really hard to move out of his house. He is living with his stepdad taking care of him, but the man takes advantage of the situation. And for months it was, I need to find somewhere to go. I can't do this anymore. Well, I found somebody at work, same position. They needed somewhere to go. Told him, hey, go talk to so and so. They might need a roommate. Well, I asked him later, why'd you tell him no? I can't abandon him like that. And it made me realize for myself, it's funny, we give in to other people and we won't abandon them at the sake of abandoning ourselves. We got to remember whose life we're living. Are you here to save other people? Because it's as simple as, like they tell you on the airplane, put your mask on first because you can't help anybody else if you pass out. And I think we forget, that we're number one in our lives. I'm here to remind you, you're number one. If you tell somebody no, you're not letting them down. If you tell them yes when you don't want to, you're letting you down. If you keep letting you down, eventually your spirit's just like, I'm going to let you do you. You go over there and you be manipulated and you be unhappy, and I'll be here when you get back. But when you get back and you come back to me, know that you're going to have to do a lot of work to build me back up. And it's funny, we get to those points that we're willing to have to do so much work to build ourselves back up in hopes that we can. Because there's not that cheerleading squad. There's nobody to tell you, keep going, you've got this. I, for the last few days, have needed that in my life. And it's not there. It's me having to go, okay, you got out of bed. Okay, you did this or that. Like my neighbor turned 70 yesterday and I threw a brunch for her and she said, oh my God, she was blown away by the heartfelt gesture. And even within that, I was happy to see her happy, but there's still something that wasn't there. I wish I could have done more, maybe. I don't know. I keep being told by Spirit to sit down and take a break. And I'm like, who has time for a break? I have children still. I have a house to take care of. I have all these things I have to do. And it's a matter of my faith being tested. And it's funny because the more I refuse to take a break, the more I'm being made to take a break. I did lay around the other day and watch TV for the first time, like Roku. I don't have TV, but it was odd to spend a day and it was gloomy outside. And that made me so tired. I don't lay around. I don't know how to sit down. And that's funny because that's what I keep being told. Sit down. Wait. Be patient. Stop telling me to be patient. I'm tired of waiting, and it's funny, you can get tired of waiting, getting tired of being tired. But that's that instance where The universe says I had to make you uncomfortable so you would move, because you would not move had I not. Where do you want me to move? With me, it's like, just give me the instructions. Tell me where to go. And I'm being told I am, and you're not listening. It's hard. I know it's hard. We go on and offline. It's just like when you have Wi-Fi on, and then it's like all of a sudden your video starts buffering, and then you look and you're like, offline, how am I offline? And as soon as you realize it, it comes back online. But you can go in and out. Same with the vibrational sense of being. You can fluctuate in and out between being positive, optimistic, and hopeless and down. And it's that roller coaster. It is that test of faith. But if you realize when you hold on to that faith at the most pertinent point where you feel like things are about to go ba-boom, all of a sudden something happens and you're like, oh my God, it worked. Oh my God, everything happened for me for a reason. The hard part is the wait. I know. It's just like being pregnant. The hardest part is being pregnant. And then the baby comes and you're like, oh my God, I thought the hard part was giving up my body. Then you give up your nights, and then you give up your life. You have to be there for them. You have to not give up your life, but change the way that you do things. The way that you view the world. Sometimes we just need a change. Sometimes we just need to have a new perspective, a new attitude. And I know it's hard, because when you feel like you're being beat down and you're in the muck and you're in all these situations, it's hard to keep looking forward and go, I got this. Especially when things are happening in your life that are almost provoking you to explode. Let me show them who I can really be. But in the end, is it who you really are? I know I can explode. I know I can beat people down with my words. I know the side of me that can be very destructive. And I've tried for years to not control it, but to embrace it and utilize it correctly. Because you can go around and hurt people that haven't really even lived life. They don't even know better. They're naive. They're gullible. Or you can go around and lash out at those that you know are maliciously navigating life. They're abusing behind closed doors. They're telling lies. They're starting rumors. Those are the people that you can slightly put in their place in a nice way. Like I said, it's not ignoring and hiding a certain side of yourself. It's learning to function and live cohesively with it. Because if you're fighting a battle, a spiritual warfare, do you love on the demons? Do you love on the bad energy that wants to take everybody off of their path of finding their way to their higher self? To stop them from living their greatest life? You don't want to love on those people. Why would you encourage them to continue with the behavior? But that's where we're at. We're having to learn to discern. What do we entertain in our lives and what don't we? Sometimes you have to take a hiatus. And if you choose not to, like I said, things will start happening that will force you to. The last time I was told to take a break and I refused it, I got into a car accident and I was forced to lay down. I don't want to get to that point again. At this point, it's just scheduling at work. And it's watching things slowly slip away, going, I know they're not slipping away. I know it's because I'm being told something right now. And funny, I'm actually being given everything I wanted. So it's learning to appreciate what we've asked for. Because a lot of times we don't even know what we've wished upon, what we wished into our lives. And it may have been 5 years ago. It may have been 20 years ago. And when you finally get it, you're like, oh, I wanted that when I was in that mindset. I don't necessarily want it now. But don't spit on the things, or let me say your spirit team. Don't look at them and say, that's not good enough anymore. I've changed. because you can find yourself feeling empty, left out. No more prayers being answered just by being snotty and facetious. I know it's hard, but sometimes we do have to sit and wait. So if you're having to sit and wait, I am too. We can start chatting through messages and other things to help continue to grow together, or to be okay with the concept that we're at the bus station waiting. Life is life. Just don't let it life you to death, Keep going with it. We're all going to make it through, I promise you. That's the journey. This is the Imaginarium. I think we forget. We actually control our lives more than we give ourselves credit for. So when you're wishing, make sure you're wishing for something you're going to want for a long time to come, because you may be told to sit and wait. And don't give up while you're waiting. I promise you, it will come to fruition. Maybe not the way you saw it, maybe not the way you imagined it, but the things you wish for will show up in your life. So on that note, I've got to go to work, and sending you peace, love, and light. Bye-bye.